Welcome everyone to Blue Ridge Silverhound. I'm your host Sean this evening, and then we have another good one up here for you. If you found a 1969 Jefferson Nickel, you might have something that's pretty special. That is our topic coin for this video. And most importantly, yeah, you probably got a little bit of that tidbit. We're going to talk about the $30,000 1969 Jefferson Nickel that yeah, there's only one known, and you're going to want to know why that's the case and how you can find one. All that and more here in a moment. As always, if this is your first time joining us here on this channel, hit the like, share the video at your leisure, subscribe. As always, all the extra support is absolutely wonderful and needed. And most of all, most importantly, thank you for joining on this video. So let's go ahead and jump into why the 1969 Jefferson Nickel is probably one of the most unique coins that you come across in your change. So first and foremost, my usual disclaimer, I like to talk about coins that you find in circulation. So generally the proof coins don't come up in the mix, although there is one exception toward the end of this video of an error coin that exists in a proof set that, you know, you're going to have to keep an eye out on. All right, they do exist out there, but that one's pretty special. But all in all, we talk about what they call the business strike coins. These are coins produced by the mint that are intended to circulate in commerce, in pocket change, you name it. So the best way that I like to kick off these videos is simply talk about the couple of branch mints that do exist for the circulating coinage. Okay, the reason why I say this is unique, this is one of the few dates of U.S. coinage in which there is no Philadelphia coin that was minted. That's important of note for this particular coin, because it is, you know, just about every other coin has, you know, that particular date that was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The 69 does not. As a matter of fact, they have a Denver and a San Francisco minted coin that were intended for circulation, and we're going to kind of deep dive into both of those branch mints. So let's go ahead and talk about the Denver minted coin. All right, as you can see on this example, the Denver mint mark is right underneath the date. Okay, there's no mistaking that that's where it's at. If you see that D mint mark under the date, that is a Denver coin. So mintage-wise, the U.S. Mint in Denver produced 202,807,500 total pieces. While no shortage, these coins were not saved that much in high mint state grades, which is why it's kind of a tough coin to find in those higher grades. Now, speaking of grades, okay, people love collecting these and investing in these at the highest grade level. So we're going to use data archived and retrieved by PCGS to help determine what the highest grade is of this coin. Okay, and then this is where the whole $30,000 sale kind of comes into play. It's really interesting. So 1969D is an extremely tough date to find with a full strike, and there is one unique example graded by PCGS as a mint state 65 with full steps. Okay, so full steps really designates a full strike. If you look on the reverse of the coin where you have Monticello, or for some of you that prefer Monticello, you're going to see on the back that there's a middle row of steps right down the front of the building. Okay, if you could see 6 fully defined lines on that coin, you have a coin that exhibits full steps. And the third-party grader will even tag it on the label as such. That's what makes these coins so valuable. Now, there is only, again, that one unique example graded with full steps, and it's simply a pedestrian 65, which is typically, you know, like a middle-of-the-road mint-state grade for a lot of coins, not just this 69. The one recorded sale was by an auction company called Stax Bowers. Okay, they sold one August 9th of 2016, this one example here, for $30,550, making this coin one of the most unique Jefferson Nickels out there today. All right. So that's the Denver minted coin. Okay, there is a San Francisco minted coin that was made for circulation. We're going to go ahead and deep dive into this one as well. So the US Mint produced a little bit lower number of coins for San Francisco. 123,009,631 total pieces were produced. In contrast to the Denver, it's nearly half the amount. Okay, and then finding one of these is rare. There are no recorded full steps graded coins by either PCGS or NGC as of the taping of this video. That's how difficult it is. And if one were to come out in the marketplace, guaranteed you'd be looking at a coin that's probably valued between $50,000 and $60,000 because of the lower mintage. In addition to the fact that there are no full steps, you put two and two together, you have a very rare and valuable coin. So you guys be on the lookout for those full steps. As far as just a general grade, PCGS has assigned one coin in a mint state 67, okay? And nothing of note has come out in the marketplace in terms of a high grade example that sold for a lot of money. PCGS does have a price guide value on this one loan, mint state 67, without full steps for $3,850, okay? That's a lot of money for a coin that doesn't have that full strike, but because of how rare it is at the higher grade levels above 65, you better believe that this coin is valuable regardless. So those are the two branch mint coins. Again, no Philadelphia, which makes this a very unique kind of coin in itself. But let's go ahead and talk about some pretty interesting, if not rare or unique, errors that exist within this date of Jefferson Nickel. Okay, so I have 5 examples and they're all fantastic. Keep an eye out for these. Wherever you may be, they could pop up when you least expect it. The first error that I want to talk about on the list is going to be this 1969 S Jefferson Nickel. This one exhibits what we would call in the business a die break cud. Okay, this one is at the 12 to 2 o'clock position on the coin toward the top. And this one graded NGC mint state 65. Okay, NGC is that other third-party grader that everybody loves to use. So with this coin right here, this one sold on Heritage Auctions August 15th of 2010 in the amount of $94. Okay, these die breaks are very valuable if you find them in any denomination, not just a nickel, but keep an eye out for this one as well because others do exist. And the great news is you don't even need to grade it. Okay, it speaks for itself and it sells for a lot of money. The next error that I want to talk about on the list is a 1969D. Okay, so we went from San Francisco to Denver. This coin, however, was inadvertently struck on a cent planchet. So it is that copper bronze composition. As you can see, a lot of the design devices around the edge is shortened or cut off because this nickel was struck on a much smaller sized planchet, okay, intended for the Lincoln cent. This one is a PCGS Mint State 62 Red Brown, and this one sold on Heritage Auctions September 10th of 2019 for $216. This is the most recent sale out of every error coin I'm talking about on this list. Pretty neat coin. So the third error that certainly draws enough attention by itself is another 69S. This one is interesting. Okay, this one looks like it doesn't even look like an error. Okay, this one is actually struck through some tape, some of that paper tape, kind of like painter's tape is what this is struck through. You can see the weakness in some of the devices where the tape used to be. So this is a really interesting error, and to a lot of people this looks like just straight up damaged coin right here. But this one right here graded NGC Mint State 64, and this example sold August 15th of 2010 for $322. A really unique coin, and you don't see this that often in terms of strike throughs, but this one, definitely keep an eye out for something with interesting strike throughs. We've seen struck through wood pieces and chips. We've seen struck through staples, out of all things, just to name a few. Pretty interesting error here. The fourth error that I want to talk about this evening for the 69s is another San Francisco minted coin. This one, however, is that one proof example. Okay, so the proof coins are available in the proof sets that were made specifically for the collector's market. So these have kind of like those mirrored fields. They have sometimes the Cameo contrast devices on there. The design elements are frosted. This example, however, has a really rare obverse die break. As you could see, that big old blob right there, a piece of the die had broken off, and then it translated into a big blob on the coin. And this one is a really neat and cool error. But be sure you even look through some of those old proof sets. You know, a 69 proof set is only worth about 10 bucks, so it's a really cheap kind of way to pick up some error coins. But this one right here is a proof NGC proof 68 Cameo, and this one sold August 13th of 2010 for $1,265. A really neat error. Again, these pop up when you least expect it, but there have been a few examples of this same CUD that have sold in the past. And finally, we're gonna kind of end it all on, you know, what is the best error to look for. And just like the coin that we had talked about a few coins back, this 69S that you see here was struck on a Roosevelt dime planchet, or a blank, as another way of putting it. This one is a PCGS Mint State 65 example, and this one sold April 29th of 2006 in the amount of $1,840. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up the 1969 Jefferson Nickels. Okay, as you can see, there's a lot to find. Trying to find a fully struck example with full steps is going to be the key to really hitting it big with this series. Okay, check out the BU rolls. Pull out any brand newish coin, because people do deposit old coin collections when, you know, you just don't know when it happens. But this is a really fun date to play around with and to just collect. So I hope you guys had a wonderful time on this video. Again, I'm your host Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for instant notifications. And as always, Coinaholics, we're all in it to find some pretty interesting stuff. You guys keep hunting, and would love to hear what you find. Okay, you guys take care, and I'll see you on the next one.